Let's do some quick meridian tapping together for stress relief. Hi, my name is Alan Combies. I'm a life clarity coach, and I believe that personal development does not need to be complicated. If you'd like to learn more about a less is more approach to psychological well-being, subscribe to my channel and hit the little bell to be notified of when I send out new videos like this every week. So studies have shown that meridian tapping can be a very powerful tool that can help take the mind and body out of the stress response, out of the fight or flight response, and back into homeostasis. This is the same tool that I've been using for over a decade now to help my clients become more open to their own creativity, to help them in problem solving, in relationships, and really to navigate their life experience with more ease and more grace. So as we go through this tapping exercise, we're going to be tapping on just 5 points. Those points are eyebrow, side of the eye, under the eye, collarbone, and the wrist. For the wrist, we're just going to grab the wrist like so. Now, the reason I believe this is so effective is because we are actually focusing on the thoughts and the feelings that are creating our experience. And as we're focused on those thoughts and feelings, we sort of interrupt that whole process, the thought-feeling process, with tapping on the meridians. And the way it looks to me is that as we tap on those meridians and we scramble the mind-body communication, it really has the effect of relaxing the body, and as the body begins to relax, how we perceive those thoughts begins to shift and change. It no longer seems necessary to entertain and continue to focus on the stressful thinking. I look at it this way: when we're caught up in stress or anxiety or anything else, we're really focusing all our attention and awareness on one tiny little aspect of life. And when we use this tapping, it helps us step back and see the bigger picture, and in fact see the myriad and really the infinite amount of resources we have beyond that small little thought process. So I hope this makes sense so far, and if it does, give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and let me know in the comments below. So when it comes to stress relief, one of the things that I have noticed with clients and just in general with people I speak to, and if you turn on the news and you watch the news and everything else, in this age of pandemic, there is a real us versus them sort of mentality. And what's important to understand with with this type of thinking is that everything we experience is happening from inside of us. So if we are looking at something, if we are looking at a group of people that aren't doing things the way we think they should be doing, right? It doesn't matter what side of whatever fence you fall on, right? If you feel like they're doing it wrong, they're not doing it right, well, that's creating a feeling inside of you. And it's that very feeling that is creating the sense of separation between you and the rest of society, or your group and this other perceived group, right? And so what we can really begin to understand is that we aren't separate. We are all one. And in fact, when we feel that judgment, when we feel that the condemning of another, what we're really doing is creating that experience within ourselves. And if we don't understand that, then we end up acting out from that. And that is when you see, disagreements, fights, wars are fought over this illusion that we experience. So the fact of the matter is, we're all a part of the human race. We're all connected that way. We're all connected to the planet. We're all connected to the universe, and everything that you're experiencing is truly coming from inside of you. I mean, think about it. Without your consciousness, none of your experience would exist, right? So it is all happening inside of you. So this process on a very spiritual level, it's really about cleaning up what's going on in here, taking care of what's going on in here. And I can really think of no more noble a pursuit than to begin to really make peace with whatever is showing up inside. So that's really the way I look at meridian tapping. I don't think you need to tap. I think that you can do this in a lot of different ways. Tapping seems to be a very, immediate, tactile way to do this. But again, I don't want you to put all of your faith into one tool. Really, the answer is always in waking up to how your experience is being created, waking up to the fact that the world is an internal projection of what you hold inside. And so if you want to experience a better world, turn inward, turn inside, and begin making peace with everything that shows up. Now, I know some people might say, well, yes, but these are injustices. I can't just sit on my couch and pretend like nothing's wrong and not take any action. And I think that's an important point. Action is very, very important. But we can either take action from a place of fear and anger and other negative emotions, or we can experience those feelings, make peace with them, and then act from a place of love and connection and understanding. And I think that's what the world needs right now more than anything else. So let's go ahead and do some tapping on this us versus them kind of stress. So what you can do is just take a deep breath, close your eyes, and what I'd like you to do is just notice what's happening inside of you. Notice any stress. It may be related to an us versus them, maybe you've been watching the news lately, or maybe there's stories about people or world leaders, or maybe it's your neighbors, maybe it's your family, maybe it's a fear of becoming sick, maybe it's stress over a job or a financial loss. Just notice what you notice. And really begin to experience those feelings. Begin to notice all of the thoughts that create those feelings in you. Good. Just notice it. Good. And now just take a couple fingers and tap between your eyes. And just repeat after me. Say, I release and let go of all the angers. Side of the eye, I release and let go of all the judgments. Under the eye, I release and let go of all the hurts. Collarbone, I release and let go of all the injustice. Eyebrow, releasing all resentments. Side of the eye, all guilts. Under the eye, all sadness. Collarbone, all despair. Eyebrow, and everything else this is. Side of the eye, it's safe to let this go. Under the eye, I lovingly release and let this go. Collarbone, let it go. Good. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath. Blow it all away. And say peace. Good. Wonderful. And just for a moment, take some time and just think about something peaceful. You may think about the fact that we all really are connected. I once heard a story of a hypnotherapist who was talking about connection and rapport. And he said, right now you and I are looking at each other, and with our peripheral vision we can see beyond each other. There's a perceived space between you and I. But the interesting thing is that we're both touching that same space. You see, there is a field that we are all a part of. And when we begin to see that on a deeper and deeper level, well, it just makes more and more sense to treat ourselves and to treat others with more kindness, more love, more respect. We all have insecurities, we all have pains, we all have conditioned thinking, we all have belief systems that were sort of ingrained in us by other people. But all of that is not who you are. All of that is thought generated. And when we begin to see beyond the ego, when we see beyond the thought created realities, we begin to see the true nature of who we really are. We see the oneness of life. Let's take another deep breath. Good. All right, so let's go back and check. Just notice what's going through your body, going through your mind. If you can, go back to the thing that was bothering you before and just notice what's happening now. And if you can still find the stress, just notice how you know it's there. Notice if it's more intense, less intense, the same. Just notice what you notice. Good. Tap between your eyes, say let it go. Side of the eye, let it go. Under the eye, let it go. Collarbone, let it go. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath. And say peace. Good. Good. Do you have a favorite color? Just go to that color now. Go to the best part of that color. You can even imagine it stretching out in front of you. And the more it expands, the more beautiful it gets. That's right. And you can even step into that color now and just let it wrap itself around you like a beautiful blanket of love. Good. Excellent. You're doing wonderful. Take another deep breath. Good. Good. All right, so one more time, let's check back. We were talking about stress, right? And the fact that stress really is thought coming through our awareness, and we choose to latch onto that thought, and the longer we latch onto it, the more of that stressful feeling we're going to get. So how is it looking to you now? Just notice what you notice. Could be more intense, less intense, the same, could be completely gone. Just notice what you notice. Whatever's there, just tap between your eyes and say, I'm okay. Side of the eye. Stressful thoughts come and they go. Under the eye, I can choose to hop on that train, collarbone, or I can choose to hop off that train. Eyebrow. Those trains of thought Side of the eye, they come and they go. Under the eye, I get to choose which trains I want to catch. Collarbone. And at the very least, I can choose to step off those trains. Back into love, connection, truth. Good. Squeeze your wrist, take a deep breath. And say peace. Excellent. Well done. You did an amazing job. Really, congratulate yourself. You know, there aren't too many people that take time like this to pause and really allow themselves to experience their emotions, to experience their thoughts for the purpose of moving through them. So I really, really want to congratulate you for taking the time to do this for yourself. And remember, you can go through this exercise as many times as you need to. And I really encourage you to begin to reflect on the nature of your experience and how we're always feeling the principle of thought in the moment. And yes, we have some thoughts that are a bit more habitual than others. And that's where this tool can really come in handy. But always for the purpose of waking up, always for the purpose of seeing beyond the thought-created illusion that we innocently get caught up in. So if you like this video, I've got an ebook that I wrote called Tapping for Transformation. You can find the link for that in the description of this video. And if you grab that copy of that, let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any questions, any feedback from me. I'd love to hear from you. Also, I offer free consultations, and there really is no strings attached. It's a chance for you and I to just chat for a half hour or so and really get to know each other a little bit. Be curious about what you're going through in the moment. And towards the end of the call, if it makes sense for us to find a way to work together, then we can discuss that as well. Also, I have a free Facebook group called Morning Coffee with Alan, where I go live once a week and just speak to the group in a very in-the-moment kind of way, just sort of reflecting on what's coming to me in the moment, and also answering and addressing questions. It's also a hub where I make announcements of new projects or community calls that I like to do, especially during this time of uncertainty. I like to do free calls with my community and really just help connect everyone in that way. So check the links in the description of this video. If you've enjoyed this video, you can watch these videos next, and be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel so we can stay connected, and be sure to share this video with your friends. Thank you so much for watching. Wishing you so much peace, happiness, health, love, safety, and clarity. We'll see you in the next one.